Right now, the postponement of the Big Ten football season is expected to have impacts ranging far beyond just the gridiron this fall. And the latest on the plans to celebrate the life of the 11-year-old girl killed in a shooting in Madison earlier this week. Plus, we check in with the Dane County Farmers Market as it attempts to find a new normal during the pandemic.
This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Melissa Kim. Downtown bars, restaurants, and businesses are bracing for a fall without Badger football and the crowds of customers that come with it. Adam Duxter joins us live from outside Camp Randall with how this could have an impact on the downtown economy, not just now, but for years to come, Adam.
Well, Melissa, this time last year, downtown businesses were preparing for 5 consecutive home games as the Badgers got ready to start their 2019 season. While everyone knows 2020 is a different story, the Big Ten's decision to cancel the college football season this fall is just the latest in a string of hardships for downtown businesses.
The 2019 college football season was one businesses and business managers like Lucas Simon Wambach had dreamt of for years.
With all the big games kind of right in a row, thousands at a time on those Badger football games were coming in.
In a 5-week span, close to 400,000 fans came to Camp Randall, bringing capacity crowds for Scotty Bar and others along Regent Street. But now the focus is less on filling the bar and more so making sure it can stay open.
If there's times where we need to cut hours or where we can kind of tweak menu items to make sure that we aren't losing money there.
Experts like Jason Ilstrup say each home game puts roughly $16 million into the local economy, all while creating and supporting 3,000 jobs. Money and jobs now lost.
At the hotels, at the restaurants, at the bars, at the farms that are feeding the restaurants, at the linen companies, you name it, all of these different things are happening.
Ilstrup says for some retailers, 70% of local revenue comes from Badger sporting events and other large events like conferences. And from August through November, those events, conferences, and festivals pump more than $1 billion into Dane County. But just like the games, that money is now on the sidelines.
Because this is serious business, right? These are people's livelihoods.
Simon Wambach says for now,
5 tables spaced out here.
It's about making Scotty Bar a safe place his customers can still enjoy. Well, Ilstrup says it's necessary to support local any way you can.
It's going to take our whole community coming together and saying, we need to not only rebuild and restart our city, but we need to reimagine what it looks like.
And Ilstrup says one thing you can't put a price on is when millions of Americans see Madison, Wisconsin, if the Badgers are playing a nationally televised game. And then people think, well, I'd like to visit there and maybe do and end up moving here full time. And he said with so much of the economy tied to Camp Randall and what happens here, he's hopeful for Madison businesses that the cancellation of college football doesn't go beyond this year.
All right, Adam Duxter reporting for us from Camp Randall tonight. Adam, thank you so much for that report. Well, we're learning the plans for the celebration of life for 11-year-old Anissa Scott. She's the victim of a shooting earlier this week. Next Saturday, a procession of monster trucks and dirt bikes will begin at the state capitol and travel to Breese Stevens Field, where the public is invited to listen to services.
We're going to work with Breese Stevens Field to have a big screen monitor outside of the facility so people can watch the funeral in their cars. They can watch it outside, or they can listen to it on the radio.
Following the service, 50 people at a time will be let into the stadium for a public viewing. Masks and social distancing will be required. In the days following Anissa's death, her family says the community has been a rock to lean on.
I am only able to be strong because of y'all, and I just want to, thank everybody.
Words cannot begin to explain the comfort that we feel knowing that everybody loved Anissa.
Anissa's favorite color was red, so they're asking people to show up wearing red and white. Also, the Boys and Girls Club is looking for someone who has a white monster truck to use for the service. Let's get a look now at your first warned weather with Dana Fulton. Dana, pleasant end to the day.
We did have a really nice afternoon and evening after a A few showers and thunderstorms passed through this morning, especially over western Dane County and for areas northwest. Here's a time lapse just of those showers passing over Madison this morning. Once the rain and the cloud covers cleared out, we really had a nice afternoon and evening. Those high temperatures in the mid 70s, about 76 for Madison. We started the day off in the mid to low 60s, and overnight, it's going to be just a little cooler. We have a mostly clear sky right now. Those showers that push through for us now well to the south in southern Illinois and parts of southern Indiana. If you're looking to get to the water tomorrow, lake temperatures currently in the mid to upper 70s, but tomorrow will be a really warm, nice day on the lake. So encourage you to check out lakeforecast.org to make sure your beach is open to wherever you're trying to get to. Partly sunny skies, but pleasantly warm with highs in the mid 80s. We will stay dry as we look ahead through much of the 10-day forecast. We'll check it out in just a few minutes. Melissa?
All right, thanks so much, Dana. Turning now to our coronavirus headlines, the FDA has granted emergency use authorization to a new inexpensive COVID-19 test. The test is called Saliva Direct. It yields similar outcomes to nasal swab tests and works by processing saliva samples. Researchers say it can give you your results in under 3 hours, and they expect labs to charge only about $10 per sample. The virus's outbreak continues to worsen in Wisconsin, though 12 more people have died from complications over the past day. According to combined data from DHS and county dashboards, there are 687 new cases around the state. 7.3% of tests have come back positive over the last 24 hours. That is down 2.5 points from yesterday. Just under 10,000 of the state's 65,000 cases remain active. The World Health Organization is reporting a new record for the largest single-day increase in COVID cases. Officials say there are 294,000 new confirmed infections over the last day. There are 21.3 million cases worldwide. That's about a quarter of those are in the U.S. More than 1 month after Dane County's mask mandate went into effect, people are still protesting a Middleton coffee shop's stance on face coverings. A group organized today's protest on Reddit, where people handed out coffee and snacks to people outside Hellbox Coffee. Hellbox is suing local officials over the ordinance and declaring itself a mask-free zone. Organizers say they're seeing a lot of support for what they're doing and hope they're encouraging people to stay safe during the pandemic.
We're just offering people, if they don't want to go into that coffee shop, that they can have free coffee from people who care about their well-being and want them to be safe and healthy and not get COVID-19.
Last week, Public Health Madison and Dane County sent Hellbox a notice of intent to revoke its food and drink license. A motion hearing for Hellbox 3 citations will be held on September 10th in Dane County Court. Well, starting today, students living in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois can drop off their belongings in dorms ahead of move-in, which actually isn't until the end of August. UW-Madison initiated early drop-off in response to the pandemic and hopes it'll make the moving process easier and safer for families.
The whole idea of move-in, whether folks are taking advantage of the early drop-off or regular move-in, we have extended that. Normally, that's a 2-day experience. This year, it's going to be 7 days. So the whole idea is to space it out, reduce crowds, really do as much as possible to keep it safe.
The university is expecting nearly 400 students to take advantage of early drop-off through Tuesday. Well, after months of drive-through only pickups, the Dane County Farmers Market is moving forward with in-person shopping. Talia Mohadeen visited the site earlier today and shares how the public market is finding ways to manage during the pandemic.
Just over 2 weeks into the Dane County Farmers Market walk-up, and traffic is on the rise. Many people say they're excited to be bringing back face-to-face shopping.
It's nice to just figure out what you want when you're here instead of just having to do it all beforehand.
People can walk by, they may not have ever seen you before, and they'll see the product and they'll buy it, where you don't get that on the online.
Another part of the appeal is the setup.
People really appreciate the safety measures that are in place.
So these are the dinner swirls. This is sun-dried tomato, mozzarella, and sweet basil.
It's really nice and it's really easy to stay away from people, but still have a good time.
To make it work during the pandemic, organizers say they've worked closely with the county's public health department and instituted a safe shopper code of conduct.
Masks are required. There are hand washing stations throughout the area. We do also have a lot of signage about a variety of things, including the 6-foot physical distancing.
It's the most walking I think I've done. I'm like,
All right. And for participating vendors, this model seems to be a step in the right direction.
Most of us here, we're entrepreneurs, so we're going to do what we can to keep going.
Organizers say this walk-up is still in its pilot phase and that they'll continue to monitor public health and safety, making changes as needed to the format. In Madison, Tahir Muhiddin, News 3 Now.
Now, the walk-up market has about 50 participating vendors, about 35 of whom also participate in the drive-through market. Representatives say they've been able to successfully social distance even during peak periods, but they do recommend any high-risk individuals visit the market after 11 o'clock. Well, just in tonight, President Trump's younger brother has died at the age of 72. In a statement, the president said, quote, "It is with a heavy heart I share my wonderful brother Robert has peacefully passed away tonight. He was not just my brother, he was my best friend. He will be greatly missed, but we will meet again." Details of Robert Trump's illness have not been released, but he had been sick for several months. Trump visited his brother at a New Jersey hospital yesterday. Meanwhile, President Trump is expressing support for actions taken by his new Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, who has come under growing scrutiny over recent changes he has made at the U.S. Postal Service ahead of the presidential election. He made comments at his New Jersey golf club today.
I don't know what he's doing. I can only tell you he's a very smart man. He'll be a great Postmaster General. And he needs, obviously, if you're going to do these millions of ballots out of nowhere, he's going to obviously need funding. But the Democrats aren't willing to provide other things, and therefore they're not going to get the funding for that.
A group of protesters met outside DeJoy's D.C. home today. They say he is, quote, dismantling the Postal Service to help Trump get reelected. Last night, USPS officials sent a letter to 46 states, that does include Wisconsin, that it cannot guarantee that all mail-in ballots cast for November's election will arrive in time to be counted. President Trump is expected to speak in Old Forge, Pennsylvania this Thursday. That's just outside Joe Biden's hometown of Scranton. And the same day, Biden is expected to formally accept the Democratic presidential nomination. Trump's campaign says his speech will be focused on, quote, a half century of Joe Biden failing America. The president is expected to speak in Oshkosh on Monday. Well, before the pandemic, tens of thousands of people were expected in Milwaukee this week for the Democratic National Convention. UW health officials are praising the DNC's decision to make that event virtual, saying coronavirus can spread too easily between groups of large people.
When you have large gatherings and one person unfortunately gets COVID-19, it's going to be very difficult to do contact tracing if there are hundreds of other people in the same gathering. So that's why we say, keep the number as low as possible.
Experts say even large gatherings outside can be dangerous right now when it comes to containing infections. They say any event presents a risk if masks are not worn and if participants aren't able to practice physical social distancing. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 10, Dana has your first warn forecast. Plus, some California firefighters are fighting more than just fires. We'll explain coming up.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
Dreaming of custom furniture? But you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Find your keys. Find your get up and go. Find pants that aren't sweats. Find your friends. Find your sense of wonder. Find the world is new again. At Chevy, we'd like to take you there. Now, during the Chevy Open Road Sales Event, get up to 15% of MSRP cash back on select 2020 models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. It's time to find new roads again.
Tomorrow on News 3 this Sunday morning, we are getting a taste of the best deals in town ahead of this year's Black Restaurant Week. And we're talking with experts about proper etiquette in wearing masks in public during the pandemic.
Sponsored by Clean Lakes Alliance's Lake Forecast Monitoring app. You're watching News 3 now at 10.
Well, today marks the 75th anniversary of Japan's World War II surrender. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe attended a ceremony in Tokyo to commemorate the occasion. A reduced number of people were in attendance to help social distance. In August 1945, the U.S. dropped 2 atomic bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Just weeks later, Japan surrendered, effectively ending the Second World War. A private funeral was held today for murdered Fort Hood soldier Vanessa. Her family and friends gathered for the final time at a church in Houston. And yesterday, a public service was held for the 20-year-old who disappeared in April. Officials say Guillen's remains were found on June 30th in a shallow grave near Fort Hood. Investigators believe a soldier killed her after she filed a sexual harassment charge against him.
Her living and her death will not be in vain, because she's already making a huge difference for other women serving in the military and, quite frankly, in organizations all over, that you have to take sexual harassment very, very seriously.
The suspect killed himself while fleeing police, and his estranged wife is charged with tampering with evidence for her alleged role in Guillen's death. More than 80 million people are under some sort of heat warning, watch, or advisory this weekend. Several states from Texas to California are expected to report the hottest temperatures of the summer. And those extreme conditions are raising fire risk in areas that are already dealing with wildfire evacuations. Britt Conway has the latest.
A dangerous mix, scorching heat and dry conditions, raising fire concerns across the West. Friday into the weekend, 11 states expecting to report the hottest temperatures of the summer.
Temperatures nearing that 110-degree mark. That is hot, people.
From Texas to California, 85 million people are under some sort of heat warning, watch, or advisory. And that's making things more difficult for crews already battling wildfires in Colorado, Oregon, and California. In Los Angeles County, authorities have issued evacuation orders for areas impacted by 2 large wildfires. The Ranch 2 fire in Azusa has burned about 2,500 acres. Authorities there are looking for this man, who they say intentionally started that blaze. The lake fire near Santa Clarita has burned more than 17,000 acres so far and destroyed more than 20 structures.
There's been areas of this fire that have not burned in decades. It's in inaccessible terrain, which added to the complexity of the fire.
The triple-digit heat also creating a power emergency. The higher demand for electricity forcing Southern California Edison to issue rolling blackouts. In Colorado, crews are battling 3 different fires, and in Oregon, a fire in Wasco County also giving firefighters a hard time with no relief in sight.
And it's going to be a very, very hot, dry weekend.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Now, firefighters already, as you saw there, with enough to handle, also facing a different kind of challenge yesterday. This bull chased several firefighters as they were trying to clear a road. Locals say his name is Ferdinand, though apparently some also call him Maxwell. Okay, well, let's get a look at your firstborn weather with Dana Fulton. No bulls, no fires, or anything like that. Here we have much more pleasant things than that.
Yes, we have some good news in our forecast. Some showers coming through today, of course, but this afternoon turned out to be really nice, and overnight skies will stay clear. It'll be a little cooler overnight with temps dropping into the 50s. Our seasonally warm weather will pick back up for tomorrow. We'll be right back into the 80s, and as we look ahead through next week, our temperatures will stay very close to average. Our dry conditions also staying into much of next week. We don't have a lot of rain opportunities as we look ahead through the entire 10-day. A cold front passing through this morning brought some shower chances. Now that's all moving east, bringing a little more rain into southern Illinois and parts of Indiana. High pressure just off to the west right now, bringing in a breeze from the northwest for us and keeping things clear and dry. We get to enjoy sunshine tomorrow, and for Monday and for Tuesday and for most of Wednesday. We're in a bit of a pattern for the week ahead. Overnight, mostly clear. Temperatures dropping to the 50s as we start off Sunday morning. For the afternoon, we'll be in the mid-80s, so a bit warmer than today, but still pretty pleasant, pretty summery outside, and it shouldn't be too humid with that front passing through, so 84 the high. Should be nice in the afternoon. For Monday morning, yet again dropping to the upper 50s for overnight lows, and then in the afternoon, partly sunny with high temperatures close to 80. Much of the area did stay dry this morning, but notice the western portion of Dane County near Mount Horeb picking up quite a bit of rain, close to about 1.25 inches. Areas close to the Dells, the northern edge of Sauk County and parts of Richland County also picking up almost 1 inch of rainfall. That rain, good news for some farmers, good news for some gardeners. So we don't have a lot of rain in the forecast for our 10-day, and areas off to the west likely going to be well below average with the precipitation building in, and those folks really need the rain to develop because areas around La Crosse right now already considered abnormally dry. We're not quite on the drought monitor yet for southern Wisconsin, but as we look west to our friends in Iowa, the western portion of Iowa, and certainly out towards the end of Nebraska into Colorado and the western edge of the Dakotas, a very, very dry pattern. So some rain passing through, some light, steady rain, not those stronger storms, but some steady rain would be good news out to the west. And it's not in our forecast, unfortunately, and it doesn't look like that's going to be developing for them either as we look ahead through the next quite a long stretch, our next 10 days. Tomorrow, 84 the high for your Sunday. Again, close to 80 degrees for the entire week with overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s. Mostly sunny for Monday and Tuesday, partly sunny for Wednesday and Thursday with a slight chance for a shower late in the day on Wednesday. For Friday and Saturday, our storms will start to develop late in the day on Friday into Saturday. That's our next opportunity for real measurable rain to come through. And it seems like we'll dry up behind that. So not a lot of rain developing. Again, keeping a close eye on the gardens out there right now, and just things are really going to dry up as we look ahead through the week.
It would be okay if next Saturday too we had that rain in the morning and that kind of cleared up for the afternoon.
That was a really nice pattern, yeah. And that rain just zapped away the humidity also.
Mother Nature was on her grind today. She's good. Thanks so much, Dana. Well, never a dull moment between the Brewers and Cubs. We got extra innings today for these squads. We'll have highlights next in sports.
News 3 Now Firstborn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
This right here is the most delicious way to turn any person into a morning person.
Enjoy a $2 savory sausage McMuffin with hash browns or a $2 sausage biscuit with hash browns.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request?
I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Hey, you guys gonna get started?
We're just waiting for the activation fee.
But I already paid for the day.
Yeah, and then it's $100 to activate us.
Activate you?
Mm-hmm.
What are you, a cyborg?
It's crazy to charge people for things they already bought.
I'm gonna get my wallet.
That's why at US Cellular, we speak fair and never charge activation fees. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
How does COVID-19 affect kids? We'll help separate fact from fiction. UW Health's Dr. Jeffrey Potoff answers your questions about the risks and the precautions you can take when your kids head back to the classroom. Monday on News 3 Now this morning.
Well, first official pandemic practice for the Packers today with limited media, of course, in attendance. But some big news today for Kenny Clark. The team signed him to a 4-year, $70 million extension. That makes him the highest paid nose tackle in NFL history. That's according to his agent. The deal also includes a $25 million signing bonus and runs through 2024. And very well deserved, according to Aaron Rodgers.
I have the pleasure of working out with him in the offseason. He's a fantastic guy. You know, he's a quiet guy that goes about his business the right way, and he's, found his voice at times, and his leadership role, has increased over the years. It's been fun to watch him kind of step into that opportunity, and, he's one of those guys you just, you can count on every single week.
And we're just about a third of the way through the shortened baseball season. The Brewers trying to work themselves into the conversation in the National League playoff picture. Trying to get another win at Wrigley today, tied in the 10th. Abisael Garcia lines one way down into that right field corner. Enough time for Christian Yelich to turn on the Jets and speed on home. Brewers take the lead, and they win 6-5. The Cardinals back in action after 16 days, showing no signs of any rust. First game of a doubleheader in Chicago against the White Sox. Cardinals getting on the board first with a bases-loaded hit-by-pitch. They sweep both games. They'll play 51 games over the next 43 days to close out the season. Wow, that's a lot of games. We'll be right back with one last check of the forecast. Stay tuned.
Hits it out to center, sinking. That ball is down.
Joe Biden says,
if you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
That means middle-class families, small businesses, and seniors pay higher taxes. It's the biggest tax increase in history.
Citizenship for 11 million undocumented folks.
That means 11 million illegal immigrants competing for American jobs, eligible for free health care, Social Security, and Medicare. America can't afford Joe Biden.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
At Pick and Save, we give you more ways to save on the fresh you love, like the Pick and Save app. It combines personalized coupons, fuel points, and weekly sales for the best deals. From meat to fruits and veggies to milk to whatever is in that. We've always given you more ways to save, and now those savings are even better than ever. Pick Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
This car since you were 8 policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Arby's 2 for $6 everyday value menu is here. Choose from a crispy chicken sandwich, a gyro, and a beef and cheddar. Any 2 for only $6 every day. Tell your friends, tell your family, yell it from the rooftops, baby. Call that guy who still owes you $6. Arby's, we have the meat.
How do I get you Bob's discount on such great quality furniture? I build personal relationships with my suppliers.
Thanks for coming to my kid's school play, Bob.
Stop lying, Pinocchio. You're a bad boy.
I've been thinking. I'll give you that deal on extendable dining sets.
I just want to be a real boy.
Get Bob's discount! Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Traffic delays? Be the first to know with First Warn Weather and Traffic. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Tonight, happy birthday to the oldest living person in the U.S. This social distancing birthday party in Charlotte, North Carolina today was for Hester Ford. She is turning either 115 or 116 years old this weekend. Now, we don't exactly know because her family says census records indicate 2 different birthdays, but either age makes her the oldest living American. Ford has 12 children and more than 300 other descendants. Now, her secret, we of course always want to know this for longevity, eating half of a banana every morning.
Potassium.
I feel like, yeah, that's all
I
could
money.
do that. You could do that, and we'll all live till we're over 100.
Now we've been arguing. Our producer has an opinion about this one, about like how do they not know how old she actually is? That's so cool. I think at that point she's not quite sure.
Exactly.
But that's okay. That's okay. Forecast-wise for the next few days, we're going to stay dry, mid-80s tomorrow, partly sunny. We're close to 80 for the rest of the week.
All right. Thanks so much, Dana. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe out there.